Hey there, this is Lenny in Life in the Lenny Lane. Today I thought I'd talk about attitude because we all have one, don't we? We are free to choose our attitude. And we can ask ourselves, is it the kind of attitude that's contagious? Is it one that you would want someone else to catch? So ideally, yes, we would want to have someone catch a good attitude that we are expressing. And it kind of leads me to a story about that. Several years ago, it was in the 1990s, there was a flood in St. Louis, and some of the flooded areas were needing workers to help clean it up. So FEMA was looking for workers, and my husband and I signed up to do that. We were assigned to Parks and Recreation, which was really a great job, one of the nicest jobs I feel I ever had. I learned a lot of qualities there, of endurance and dedication and actual love for the park that I was working in. Well, some of the assignments for that park was to take the fire hose, which was a really heavy thing, which I had no experience with. But with the fire hose, and the water pressure, was very strong, I was cleaning the boat ramps. And you did that for several hours in a row, and then you would definitely build up some strength in your arms, which was one of the best exercises I think I've ever had. So we did that, cleaned boat ramps, and was able to get, to the point where boats were going to be able to come back and use those boat ramps again. Then another job that I had and learned, which was how to drive a tractor. Well, I had grown up in Kansas, but I had not driven a tractor. So in learning these two things, it was fun for me because growing up, little girl in Kansas, I would just played with my dolls and TSAT, that sort of thing. Where my brother, he got to do fun things, rough and tough and tumble things like boys do. So this was kind of nice for me because I felt like it put some building blocks in place for me. I saw things I could do that I had never considered doing before. And anyway, as the story goes forward, they needed to hire more people in the park, and there was a group that came in, a bunch of young fellas. So one guy in particular would come to work every day, and he looked really bored. He would stand around and watch us. And then if he wasn't standing there watching us, he would just sit down on the ground. So I said to him one day, why don't you help us? He said, well, why should I? He said, it's not my park. And I said, well, you know what? I said, you're bored. So by the end of the day, if you do some of this work, you're going to feel better about yourself, and you're going to be more interested in what's going on during the day. And when you go home, you'll get a good night's rest because you put some effort into that. Well, he just looked at me, he shrugged his shoulders, and he said, I suppose. So anyway, that was a moment to become aware of him. Possibly I could have helped him more if I had was able to listen to him better. And right now I'm just kind of thinking about the whole point of where I'm going with this. But it really has to do with attitude, and it has to do with the fact when he said it's not my park, I was thinking about that as far as any job is concerned. Maybe you're not the owner of a company, but you've been hired by the company to do a job. So why not do the job as if it is your company? Why not put your excellence into place? Why not have a really good attitude about that job? Why not shine? Because it makes you feel good to do a good job. Treat that job as if you are the owner. I feel like that's a really good quality. I feel like that's one that I would definitely promote in anybody that was struggling with the job they have, because oftentimes people don't enjoy the jobs they have, and it may be you don't have to stay there forever, but while you're there, do the best job you possibly can. And you know what? You don't know where that's going to lead. That may lead you to something that you absolutely are so excited about, because somebody sees you and they see how dedicated you are to what you're doing. Now, I see some people are watching this, and I truly appreciate you watching this, because I'm new at doing this and I want to get better. And you guys are helping me get better because you tuned in. Thank you for that. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. You can write them here, or you can send me a private note and maybe even request something to talk on. I will be pulling from my own life's experiences, because, you know, we understand where we've been. And I know that it's important to have a good attitude. And it's something that I strive to have on a daily basis. So I encourage you to do the same thing. And if you're going to catch something, catch a good attitude. And I appreciate you. So thank you, Nancy Joe, Omar, Gary, Nancy Staker. And I really appreciate you guys. I love you. Appreciate your support. I'll jump back on again next week. It challenges me to do this. I am putting myself out there on the line. And I guess, Nancy Joe, you would know about that because you're a stand-up comedian. And every time you go out on stage, you know, there you are. It's live. So I appreciate you. And thank you again. And I'll see y'all. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.